Bossman show. We have North Carolina Central head coach Trei Oliver that'll be in town this weekend. Center Park Stadium, the Swag Me At Challenge against Alcorn State and Fred Monera's boys. Coach Oliver, what's up, man? Glad to see you coming to town here this weekend.
Yeah, man, we're excited about coming down to the A, man. Come out and take this thing off.
No doubt. Well, Coach, your guys are going to be really amped because they haven't played ball in almost 2 full years, man. Last year being canceled due to COVID. So how jacked up are your boys? How excited they going to be to get out there on Center Park Stadium on Saturday and go against those Braves of Alcorn State, man?
Man, they're excited. They really are. But I was really pleased with practice yesterday and throughout the team meetings. They were really locked in. It wasn't a whole lot of rah-rah and everything like that. So my guys understand the task at hand. They understand we have to limit the distractions. And you know, we'll be ready to go when we get down there in Atlanta.
No doubt. Let's go back to your journey here from being off for 2 full years. How did you all use that time last season to make your guys better and get them better prepared for this year coming up?
Well, as soon as we decided to opt out in the 2020 season, I scouted my strength coach, Thomas Carroll, and we came up with a plan. It was, a heavy plan, 9 weeks of heavy lifting and conditioning. We really wanted to focus on, getting our guys bigger, faster, and stronger for those 9 weeks. It wasn't about football. It wasn't about X's and O's. It was about moving some weight, moving that iron. So we did that. And then after we got, we started maintaining and then, started getting back on the X's and O's and, the fundamentals of football.
No doubt. And, Coach, what's so important is having a great strength coach in sync with you because they're with the guys more than you are most of the time. They spend the most time with those guys daily. We'll talk about having that strength coach in sync with you and your vision for your team to be bigger, faster, and stronger, to go out there and attack on Saturday afternoons and Saturday nights out there on the field.
Right. And, I mean, the support staff never gets the credit that they should. From our sports medicine, Sean Thomas and his staff to, like I said, Thomas Carroll. But, when the guys go in the weight room, he's another coach. So, he's making sure that he's communicating with the players, my vision, everything we're saying up here in staff meetings, everything the coach is saying, like you said, the strength coach spends all the time with the guys. So since he's been here, you can really see the culture change, the disciplines change, and guys are holding each other accountable. And we went through a whole 9 weeks. We didn't have anybody miss a workout. Guys are on time. So Thomas Carroll's done an outstanding job for us.
And, Coach, also what's very important for your young men is putting the right fuel in their bodies. That rest, recovery, nutrition piece is so important to be able to play fast because you guys, as guys, the body, and I know this, you grow muscle when you sleep. And when it's recovering when you sleep, when you rest, that's when the muscle gets bigger, not while you're doing it. It's after the fact. So how important is that piece of it, Coach, as well, man?
Well, we have a nutritionist. A lot of schools in the FCS level don't have, nutritionists, but we're fortunate enough to have one. And our sports performance, I mean, that's the big thing. You got to put, calories in the young men's body. So we spend, just so much time talking about nutrition and, a diet and all that other stuff. So you go into the weight room, we have a fueling station where they get smoothies and they get the muscle milk and they get, all these supplements. So it's really good to have that, especially on the hot days when these guys are burning so many calories, during camp.
No doubt, Coach. And I look at your schedule, man. That non-conference schedule is as cool as can be. You got here Alcorn State in Atlanta. You got Marshall, Winston-Salem State, A&T, your old route from the MEAC, Mississippi Valley State, and Tennessee Tech out of the OVC. Talk to us about that schedule you got for non-conference for you getting that MEAC play, Coach.
Well, obviously we focused on Alcorn first and foremost, but that is a tough non-conference schedule. But we're putting all our time and energy on Alcorn. And that should be a good test to see where we are. Obviously, you say Marshall, that's a larger FBS program, but obviously, our rivals, in-state rivals, Winston-Salem and North Carolina A&T. Those will be two great games. And then we'll have another SWAC opponent going down to play Mississippi Valley in Edabina.
And how important is it, coaching schedule these non-conference games to get the NC Central footprint in these different towns, because you never know if a guy might see you guys play, might be interested in coming to university. So how important is that when you schedule these games, is getting that footprint to show people about North Carolina Central, what you got the guys going down there in Durham over there?
Right, and that's a big part of it, and being able to get recruits to come to the games even if we're on the road, to be able to meet the coaches and everything like that as well. But there's so much that goes into the scheduling, whether as far as money, travel, the style of play of different teams, Obviously, being on TV, that gets your brand out there. So it's good. We're excited about this non-conference schedule.
No doubt. Speaking of that brand, since you've been there, you played at Central. That's your alma mater. So you know that brand better than anybody in the world. So how do you go about making sure this brand is top of the line in the media? Everybody knows about the Eagles over there and over there in Durham, North Carolina, and the NC Central. Tell us about that vision you have, knowing that you played there, and that's your alma mater.
Well, we have to put a great product on the field, and when alumni and the fans tune in, I want them to be proud of what they're seeing from the university. And like you said, I did have an opportunity to play here for 4 years, and then I came back and coached for a couple of years after that. But I love my university, man, and like you say, we need to be back on top of that MEAC back in Atlanta in November.
No doubt. Let me ask you, Coach, for our listeners out here who are going to be seeing you guys for the first time in 2 years, who are some key guys on both sides of the ball they should look out for on Saturday?
We got some players, man. And on the offense side of the ball, I think, they don't ever get any credit, but I think our O-line has made huge strides in this offseason. I think that we're very talented in the skill position, from running back, quarterback, and receivers. I think we have some dudes out there. Defensively, we have a lot of depth at D-line. We have some new DBs that came in. So we'll be looking, for one or two of those guys to step up and put their fingerprint on it. But somebody asked about Brian Mills, the DB we had that's at New Orleans Saints now. He didn't even start for the first 3 games and continue to work, earn a starting position. Then now he's in the National Football League. So it'll be some guys that step up. And I like where we are, though.
No doubt. Coach, I'm asking you, man, and when you were playing ball, Coach, at what point did you decide you want to get into coaching? Because I know my father is a coach. I chose not to get into that business, obviously. But for you, what was that trigger to get you want to be a coach and help young men grow themselves as football players and as men off the field as well?
Well, I was always a student of the game. I really, put time in and wanted to study. And why, as Coach Washington was my defensive coordinator back then. But I used to always want to know why we were doing things. Why are you making that call, Coach? To not question it, but I just want to try to learn as much as possible. I didn't really know how to get into coaching. So, being a college coach was kind of, I wasn't even really focused on that. Just trying to get my degree and go find a job. But one of the coaches, as a matter of fact, Alcorn's defensive line coach, Coach French's, called me and got me a job at Delaware State after I graduated. And then, that's been the best thing that ever happened to me. Just being able to touch young men, help impact them, and help them reach their goals.
And Coach, talk about this piece too. I went to Tennessee State, so I know all that was HBCU experience. So how do you, being a black man, leading a lot of young black men, over 100 young black men every year, and impacting those young men loud, how do you carry that burden and say, hey, this is something I want to help these young men, get them a push forward? Because football gave me a chance to get out of the hood. A lot of guys had the same story I do. So how do you, when you get a scholarship and you know that this is going to help him get his first point, go get graduate from college, and his family maybe, help him get a job down the road. So how are all those factors, when you talk to young men, really help you in your process of getting young men to come to your program?
Well, and I don't take that lightly at all. Because you see so many young men, especially African-American men, that aren't making it, whether it be, in the streets or not getting education, struggling to find work. So, my staff and we understand it's about developing young men on the field, off the field, helping be good husbands, fathers, good citizens. So, we pride ourselves on developing young men. And the guys that I recruit, the young men that we bring into the program, I try to go in everybody's house and make home visits. So, you can see where they come from, kind of what makes them tick, their background. And the more you know about a young man, the more I think that you can help develop them. You can't talk to anybody, all the young men the same. You know what I mean? Some people work a little different. So, and my wife gets on me all the time. She says, Dad, you tell your players you love them more than you tell me. But, I think that's a big part of it. A lot of young men don't hear men tell them they love them. And it's okay to tell a man you love them. And that's part of our program. And all my guys know I love them. And they ever need anything after they graduate, I'm here for them.
That's what I'm for, Coach, this, man. When you come to Atlanta, what is your favorite spot to eat when you come to town here, man?
Favorite spot?
Yes, when you come to town here.
Papados.
Papados, eat steak and shrimp.
Jimmy Carter Boulevard.
Yes, sir. Gwinnett County, Norcross, Georgia. All day, every day. Yes, sir. Coach, when you come to town, man, when you come out, when you're not coming on a business trip, I can show you some spots you really like too, man. I got you, man.
Give me one right now. I need a hit.
The name is not good, but 6 feet under. Great seafood. 2 locations, Grant Park and 10th Street. Okay. Great seafood. Also for your wife and yourself, Raised on the River. Great Creole seafood there as well. Nice ambiance on the river as well in Cobb County. So that's a spot that your wife might like. Take to the Lynx Mall too while you're at it. Make you happy. Make you happy there.
I just moved up from Louisiana last stop a couple years ago, so I kind of missed that Cajun food.
Yeah, I love it too myself, Coach. Look, I'm not a barbecue guy. I'm a seafood Cajun Creole guy. I'm not a barbecue guy. It's like, you're weird. I said, look, barbecue is played out to me. I like seafood and Cajun stuff. I like some spice in my food, man.
There you go, man. Sounds good. Good.
Coach, thank you for your time, man. Coach Oliver, before to seeing you this Saturday at Center Park Stadium, and best of luck to you guys. Safe travels and have a great game on Saturday, man.
Appreciate it, man. Take care.
Anytime, Coach.
All right.